Hi guys and girls, it's the Jeep Doctor. I just want to do a 6-month follow-up review about the Bestop Trektop NX soft top for the Wrangler. For this series I've got a new point of view camera, so hopefully you guys can see, and when I edit all this stuff together, what I'm actually talking about as I talk about it. So, alright guys, just wanted to do a 6-month review here. Tell you the goods, the bads, the uglies about the Bestop Trektop. My other videos I addressed how to put it on, the unboxing, what you get in the box. So if you have any questions about that kind of stuff, please go view my other videos. I address most everything I could think of. In the 6 months since I posted the videos, the main questions I get is basically about the installation, and that is actually, we got some pros and some cons on this one, guys. That's actually one of the cons is the instruction manual for this thing is absolutely lousy. Worst instructions I've seen in a long time. So that's why I felt imperative to go through. One of the things that I think a lot of people lack or have a problem with is when you're putting these back windows in, make sure you've got this Sunrider flipped back, because if this top is cold, it's not going to go on very easy unless the Sunrider's flipped back. So make sure you have the Sunrider flipped back. The other thing is on the bow in here, it has some backing on this material, like a piece of white strip on the other side. You want to make sure you pull that off. That's supposed to come off. In the instruction manual, nowhere does it say does it come off. So, but yeah, that is supposed to come off. So that's the two biggest hanging points I think most people are having. So we had a guy who was concerned about the quality of the header here. He said he ordered a Rampage top, said it was a piece of junk. Said the header was not very good quality. I tried to assure him on the Bestop that this is a really good setup. You know, you've got the plastic header panel that slides into the fabric here, and then you've got screws that run across it. It's been rock solid. I've had the Sunrider open plenty of times this past 6 months. It's actually one of the easier things to do is roll the windows down on the hard doors, flip the Sunrider open, and you've got open air experience. So that leads us to another con is if you're used to riding around in like an older style Bestop replace a top, or say a stock Mopar top, where you could just unzip this side window, unzip just this back window, something to that effect, and just ride around because you had these panels here. That's not going to happen with the Trektop. But therein lies the pro of the Trektop, is the fact that if you don't mind taking the 3 windows out, 3 back windows back, you have just a Sunrider, which will provide you great shade. It'll also provide you with, if you say you run into a shower or a quick rainstorm or whatever, I've just rolled my front windows up, been driving, just keep driving. And, you know, thankfully I don't carry a back seat with me because I usually don't carry more than one passenger. So unless you've got stuff in the back that you're concerned about getting wet, you can just roll your windows down and keep riding. So that's a con and a pro there. So, you know, if you're one of those people that's used to just pulling out your back window and riding, this top, so much of the structure is based on these windows and the tightness of everything. So I've rode around with just the back window out, but it kind of makes things flop around a little bit. So, and therein lies another con of this, is I have found that if I ride around with just my front windows rolled down, if you have half doors, maybe you take your half door top windows off. But if you ride around with just your windows down and your back window in, the top will flap and it will smack this crossbar. And at highway speeds, for any distance at all, probably ever, you know, unless you're just going to the store, at highway speeds, that's very annoying for a road trip right there. So that is definitely a con, but I don't think that's anything that Bestop could really have designed around. I just know that in the past with my other tops, it was a lot easier, a lot less flapping because you had the bows to stretch the material across. But that's a trade-off you're going to get with a frameless soft top. So But one of the cons is that means it's an easy on, easy off situation. You don't have to, this is honestly one of the easiest soft tops I've ever owned to take on and put back, take off and put back on in a timely manner. So, you know, less to worry about there. So, on off pretty easy. Some people have told me that that's not the case in their terms. That's when I say go back, watch my install video, and you know, the spark plug gripping pliers is one of the best things in the world. I had a person email me and say that they were using a hook that was used to lace up ice skates, I believe. I'm from North Carolina. We don't really have ice skates that much around here. We've got some ice skating rinks, so I had no idea about that. That's a great thing for anybody who knows what that is. I wouldn't even know where to buy something like that. I guess, you know, like a sporting goods store or something. But he was saying that a tool to lace up ice skates would be perfect for pulling the zipper. Like I said in my other video, I use the spark plug wire pliers to close my zipper, and that helps out a tremendous amount and will speed up the process, because I think the biggest thing most people run into is when they're trying to grip that zipper to pull closed the top. So one of the other pros is just the overall look. This gives your Jeep a unique look. You know, it keeps with the kind of the racerback look. I've heard from people in emails saying that, you know, they have the LJ, which is the extended version of the TJ, and they say the racerback just makes everything, or the racerback look makes everything that much better. Gives their Jeep a unique look, because I gotta admit, the LJ, while a great concept, it does look a little foolish, a little overly long. But with the Trek Top, it gives it kind of a unique, cleaner look, in my opinion. So, one of the other pros is, of course, the Sunrider. Great thing there. Let's see, guys. I've made a pro and a con list here. No bows. You know, if you've owned a older style top, the bows can bend, they can rust, they can break. So usually your fabric doesn't last longer than your bows, but in some cases it does. So I'm not a fan of the bows. I've dealt with them for years and years and years, from my first CJ all the way up until this Wrangler, and I think no bows is the best way to go. So let's see. Everything you need for this is included. The Rampage top, from everything I've heard, and guys, I've emailed Rampage and I've asked them to send me a review model for their Rampage frameless soft top. I have heard nothing back. So if you want me to do a comparison, a side-by-side comparison with the Rampage top, why don't you send Rampage an email and tell them, I said, hey, I'm the Jeep Doctor, here's my YouTube page, I've got thousands and thousands of views, people are really interested in this, and they didn't even bother to email me back, didn't even bother just to say no, a blatant no. So if you want a side-by-side, guys, I'd be happy to do it. I'll be happy to use my Jeep as a guinea pig. And like I said in one of my other videos, that if Rampage is willing to, I'm willing to give that thing away, give the Rampage top away. You know, I'm hoping that I get it and I'm pleasantly surprised and say, hey, this is great. But I've had people tell me that they bought the Rampage top and they've not been happy with it. So email Rampage, tell them you want me to do a comparison, and tell them to email me. It's thejeepdoctor@gmail.com. So one of the, one of the cons, guys, is if it's cold, it's hard to get zipped. We already discussed that. The terrible instructions, we discussed that. Flaps at highway speeds and the windows down, we discussed that. Here's the biggest problem I have with this top. This really chafes me, is there's nothing to do with the windows. When you could take these windows out, you've got to basically leave them at home or lay them in the back of your Jeep and chance them getting scratched or blown out. Just a terrible force they did not think that one out. The Rampage top, the one thing that I almost ordered the Rampage top was because between the top and the headliner is a place to store your windows. Brilliant idea. Why couldn't Bestop do that? So that is the hugest thing about this top. It's just when I took a trip to the beach, of course you don't want to go down there with no windows, but I also didn't want to ride down there with a full top on a beautiful summer day. So I actually had to get a furniture pad, lay windows down, roll the furniture pad on top, set another window in, roll the furniture pad on top. Now I know that Bestop, I believe, it's either Bestop or Rampage, sells a soft top bag to put your windows in, but that's $100, and I really think it's a little excessive, if you ask me, for a felt line bag. But you know, everybody's got to make money, understandable. But I just feel like this top isn't cheap. They really should have thought about it. Their older Bestops, they used to give you a bag that went across the bows that you could roll your windows up in, and it would lay right across the bows. That was a fine idea, except for the windows would become kind of curved. So anyway, that's the biggest disappointment with this top, is nowhere to store the windows. Let's see. The other thing was it's not easy to ride with just the back window out. And let's see, the pros were easy on, easy off, no bows, tinted windows. This thing comes with tinted windows from the factory. That will keep the inside of your Jeep that much cooler, keep prying eyes away from looking in the inside of your Jeep. Wonderful thing. Glad they did that. The hardware is all included. That's a huge pro on this one. You've got your front bow, your front windshield header channel, your tailgate channel, your side door frames. That's huge, guys, because the Rampage is $200-300 cheaper. That's why it doesn't include these. If you've got these from your previous Bestop, or you've got these door surrounds from your Mopar top, you're good to go. But if you don't, like I did not, because I had a hard top in this Jeep, no soft top when I bought it, just a hard top. Did not have the door surrounds, did not have the tailgate channel, did not have the header channel for the front. So you're buying all that stuff. You buy the Rampage top, you're talking an extra $200-300 to buy it all new, maybe $200 to buy them used. I mean, they're all over eBay, but geez, come on. So that's a huge pro when it comes to the Trek top, is the fact that it includes everything you need from start to finish. If you're sitting there with a bare Jeep, or a Jeep with an old soft top, or a Jeep with a hard top, it doesn't matter. You open that box, you've got everything you need to put this top on. So, huge pro. Let's see. The other pro was, you know, it's a quiet ride. It is really a quiet ride. The window's up, the top completely secure, and the front window's up. You can actually ride and carry a conversation with the person next to you. Now, of course, that's gonna, you know, if you've got a huge exhaust leak on your Jeep, or you're running Super Swamper TSLs, of course your Jeep's gonna be louder. But this is really good, thick material they make this top out of. As long as you've got good sealing on everything, from your door seals to your tailgate seal, you have carpet in your Jeep, that's going to make a huge difference. But overall, I have to say I'm very impressed. This thing seals up nicely. And that's another question I get, is about rain. And really, if you've got your top on here, your door seals are good, and you've got all the flaps, you know, with the Velcro pressed over, I haven't had a leak out of this thing at all. And North Carolina, we've had some hurricane style rain going on here, especially here lately. When Sandy blew through, we had some good rain through here. I wasn't personally in Sandy, but we caught the edge of it pretty good, and no leaks at all, guys. So very, very surprised, very pleasantly surprised with that. I thought basically the only way you were ever going to get that kind of sealing is with just your hard top. And I think this thing leaks less than my hard top does, which is saying a lot. So, all right, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. It's thejeepdoctor@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter @thejeepdoctor. We have a phone number for you to call to leave any questions that I can answer for you on the air. 336-355-8001. Feel free to leave a message on there. I'm hoping to do a segment called Ask the Jeep Doctor, maybe once, 2-3 times a month, depends on how many questions I get coming in, where I sit down, I'll play your message, and I'll answer it for you. So please, feel free to hit me up if you have any ideas, or questions, any of those ways, please. See my other videos, and thanks for watching.